guys, welcome back to another FIFA 22 custom tactics video. Today is the 352 pro player custom tactics and instructions during team of the season. So let's get straight into it. Firstly, with the tactics, defensive style is sticking on balanced. You don't really want to use a press the free at the back formation. It's going to draw your defenders out of position. And the last thing you want on a free at the back formation is for those centre backs to be exposed, because you're basically just going to concede. It is that simple. So leave it on balanced. It also saves energy. So may as well leave it on balanced. Width on 42, just making it slightly narrower. When defending, bringing those left mid and the right mid slightly narrower, because on the free at the back formations, those left mid and right mid are so wide. They're pretty much off the pitch. They're that wide against the touchline. So you want to bring them slightly narrower, making it harder for your opposition to sort of get through the middle, but it also keeps those players still quite wide, so it's harder for them to push out wide as well. So they don't really have many options, and it brings your centre back slightly tighter together as well, making it easier for you to defend. For the depth on 62, playing quite a high line. We're not playing a too high line. 70 and above depth, we get an automatic offside trap. We don't want to be doing that on a free at the back formation. That is too high up. We're going to be very open to counter attack. So we want 62. So still quite a bit above 50, which is the default, but it's still a nice line to play. So it's a nice high line. So when you win the ball back, you're quite far up the pitch. And also 62 is still quite a bit of a default press. The higher up you are, it's sort of almost like a press by default when you lose the ball, which is why we're going with 62. For the build-up player, we're using balance today. I don't really like changing the build-up play too often anymore. Depends on which formation it is, but on this formation, we're going to be sticking with balanced. Gives us the most freedom on the ball and harder for our opponent to predict what we're doing. Chance creation, direct passing is the meta. Forward runs and direct passing the meta. Direct passing is probably the better one out of direct passing and forward runs. But it's just so useful to get your ball to your attackers quickly. Width on 50, just keeping it nice and balanced like default. So we're making it not too much different from how it is when we're defending. So we're coming in slightly narrower to defend, and then just default for attacking. Normally I would say put the width quite high, but like I said, the left mid and right mid are too wide. You don't want to be pushing them out any further than you have to. Players in box on 5 to help push the players forward into the opposition box, but we're not putting that too high, because when we go into the instructions, that's when we want to choose manually who we want going into the box and who we don't. Corners on 2 and free kicks on 2. So now for the player instructions, both your strikers stay central, staying in the centre areas of the pitch in line with the opposition goal. Getting behind, making forward runs behind the opposition defenders, and stay forward. So they are always going to be up the top of the pitch when you need them, and you know they're not going to be back. They're always going to be up there. They're your strikers. You really don't need them defending. You want to keep them up the top of the pitch. Cam on stay forward, helping out the strikers, and getting into the box across to ensure he is always overloading the box. That is it for your Cam. For your left mid and right mid, personally, I just recommend leaving default. If you want to put stay wide on, you can, just to make sure they're always up against the touchline, trying to get crosses into the box. But your left mid and right mid are pretty much the playmakers on this formation. You need them to be running up and down the line, helping out defending. So when you're defending, you've obviously got the free at the back, but when you're defending, either your left mid and right mid drop into sort of fullback positions, helping out defending, or your 2 CDMs drop into centre backs. So you've always sort of got 5 at the back, it feels like, when defending. But that's why your left mid and right mid are very important, because they need to be doing so much running up and down the pitch. So just leave them default to pretty much let them do what they need to do. If you change it too much, it is going to mess things up. For your 2 CDMs, cut passing lanes as always, stopping the opposition making through balls through and passes around your box. Stay back while attacking, so they are always staying back in their CDM position and not pushing forward. And then cover centre, so they are not drifting out wide, they are staying in the centre, above the centre backs, and not drifting out wide, which is really the last thing you want with your CDMs, leaving the middle exposed. That is it for both of your centre backs. For your free your CDMs, both your CDMs. For your free centre backs, always leave default. Never change your centre backs, it just messes things up. And then your goalkeeper, lastly, comes to crosses, so your keeper's coming off his line more to defend corners and crosses. And sweeper keeper, be more aggressive, coming outside his box and challenging the opponent for loose balls and through balls. And that's everything for today, the 352 top 200 custom tactics and instructions. It is a very attacking formation, as you can tell just by the shape of it, but that is it for today. These are team of the season, so post-patch, custom tactics and instructions. If you've got any questions, let me know in the comments. I'll reply as quickly as possible and help you out. Thank you for watching. Enjoy using the formation. Have a good rest of your day, and goodbye.